Let's go ahead and get started. So, hey, you guys, yay, happy 2021. I can't believe that we are one through 2020. That what we have gone through last year. I was looking through my vision board from last year, and at first I felt a little bit disappointed because I was like looking through and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And then all of a sudden I remembered that the vision boards that we create are one over should be over like 1 to 5 years, and we shouldn't be stressed about them. But also 2020 was a really hard year, right? Like we all probably in different ways went backwards in a lot of things and a lot of goals. And so I think, and I know as I've been working on this all day, that this is like this time that I have with you is something that I appreciate so much because it's something I am incredibly passionate about, is like setting goals and really diving into what makes you happy and the art of life and all of these things that are accessible to all of us. Like every single one of us goes through ups and downs. And I think we've really seen it last year more so than ever, is the ups and downs, or at least me personally, I've seen myself go into like kind of darker places than I'd been used to. And so it was a really good year for me to reflect on that everything goes back up. And when we have hard times or hard days or even hard years, that we will, with the right intention and the right friendships and the right mindset, we will come back up and we'll be happy and joyful and be able to create the life that we want. So before I dive into our full vision boards, is I just really want to thank you guys for taking out the time. I know everybody's really busy and our lives are busy, and taking out the time to connect with me and to connect with our sisters and create this energy. It means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to each of you who have showed up, and I value your time very much. What I'd love for you to do, if you don't already have it, is grab a notebook, grab your journal. If you have your vision board stuff, you can, but this is going to be a work in progress. So I typically don't finish my vision board until the end of January. I started as soon as I can. Usually it's right around the Monday, like after kind of the crazy holiday. And I'm going to take you through the process that works really well for me. And I hope that it works and resonates with you. So take what works for you. Every single one of us are different of how we get inspired, how we stay motivated. So as I'm talking, write down some notes that like, hey, I like that, or this is how I do it. And please unmute at any time. You can unmute, you can mute yourself here, or you can unmute anytime, if you have anything to share, because it's definitely not just about me. This is about us and about us creating an unstoppable year, and just really what I feel is us at our best. And when you have things that are really hard, it's like, sometimes when you get like the flu or you get a cold and then you're out of it, you're like, I'm unstoppable. I feel amazing. And even though I know 2021 is not going to be just this magic little wapa, everything's better, I feel that way. I feel like, and I hope that you do too, is that we have a lot that we can look forward to, and it's going to be amazing. So, when we're thinking about our vision boards, the way they're most effective is if you keep them with you throughout the year. So, first thing is, right at once you finish your vision board, and I'll walk you through that, is keep your vision board where you can see it. So, what I'm going to do this year, and this is new for me, is this is what my vision board is, what I'm going to use for my morning meditation. So once I finish my vision board, I'm going to sit in the morning, and usually I just do 5 minutes of meditation. If I have longer, I'll do 10. And I'm going to look at each of the goals and the dreams that I've set for myself, and I'm going to think about that, and I'm going to walk through and actually feel what it feels like to achieve these different goals. So when we're thinking about our vision board, like Kai today, I had Kai do his vision board and he hasn't looked at it since last year. And he was like, Mom, it just sits in my closet. And I'm like, well, you have to put it out so you can really see, like, okay, if you want to make the hockey academy, you have to train every single day, whether it's like push-ups and things like that. But if you're looking at your vision board and you see that, then it will remind you of these bigger dreams. So with that, the first thing is make sure that you're able to look at it quite often. And then the second is really think about this as, like I mentioned in the beginning, is a longer amount of time. So some of the goals that we're going to set here are going to be like, we're going to be able to probably stomp them out within the first like 6 weeks, or some of them will be like, okay, I'm going to kick sugar, I'm going to whatever, lose 10 pounds. But then some of them are going to be in a wider time frame. So at the top of your vision board, first thing is write, and I always write my name, but write your name, write the date, and then write wherever you're going to extend the time to. So I usually do 5 years. And so when I first looked at my vision board, I was like, and then I remembered that I was like, well, vision boards are supposed to be within 5 years. And when I'm looking at this, I can actually bring a lot of this back to life and really accomplish it. So when you're thinking about your vision board, it would be 21 to 5 years, 26, and then some of them will be short term and some of them will be long term. When you are looking at your vision board, uh, every day, you're just going to naturally start moving towards that goal. And so that's why I am incorporating like meditating on my goals. Because it's really when you think about something, all of a sudden, when you're like, okay, so one of my things on my vision board is create a masterpiece day. So when I'm meditating, I would think about like, okay, what does a masterpiece day feel like? Like, what does my breakfast feel like? What does my relationships feel like? And then from there, I'm going to just naturally move towards that throughout my day, throughout my weeks. And then you'll be so surprised. You're going to be so excited that all of a sudden things are changing for you. And when you look at your vision board, you're like, hey, I'm actually doing this. It's not just a New Year's resolution that I'm setting and then forgetting. It's a work in progress. So I also don't want to overwhelm you, but I'm going to show you what I do with my vision board. So my first go at my vision board is I write down all of my like wants, dreams, and goals. So go ahead and grab your pen, grab your piece of paper, and mine is pretty messy. So this is like, I just have a piece of paper and I'm like, okay, these are the things that I'd like to accomplish this year. These are the things that I want to accomplish within 5 years. And then when you are writing those goals, so this is not going to be on your vision board yet, this is going to be on your paper, is keep it to about 5 categories. So all of my categories, I have like post-its hiding somewhere. My categories, oh, I think I put them on here. So my categories aren't always the most important things in my life because sometimes I don't need help with certain things. And sometimes I want to focus on other things. So when you're thinking about your categories, sometimes you feel guilty if you don't have like your significant other on your board, but you might already have a great relationship with your significant other and be fine with that. That doesn't need to be on your vision board. And of course you can put them on there. But when I do my categories, I try to keep it simple. Oh, sorry. I try to keep it simple and keep 5, and I think I have 6 here, main headers for my goals. So I did just myself, and I'm just going to give you examples so you can write these down, but hopefully this will inspire you to do your own. So self-development, I put create a masterpiece day because sometimes I get overwhelmed with thinking like the ups and downs of like a month or a year. But if I can say, hey, today's going to be a good day, how am I going to do that? So masterpiece day. Leading my team. So my Kaya sisters, the Kaya owners, the businesses. So leading my team. I'm going to write a book in 100 days. So I'm putting it out to the world. You guys are going to hold me accountable. my self-love, like spirituality, and then my family and friends. So those are my top categories. So when you're listing all your goals, first start with, okay, do I want to focus on simplifying just one thing and really do that really well? Or do I want to look at all the areas in my life and do little tweaks here and there, but really kind of elevate everything that you feel that you want to focus on for 2021? So when you're listing out your goals, what I did is I put my headers on the top, and then I just wrote some fun stuff that was just at the top of my head. So it wasn't anything major. So personally, I put, I'd like to do a triathlon this year. I want to do 5 kayak classes a week. Now, I probably shouldn't put that on my vision board because I already do that consistently, but it's hard for me not to because I love it. So um, I want to do no sugar, eat my veggies first, self care. So then under writing a book, I put, okay, I'm going to write a book in 100 days. I have to have it done by April 14th. That's 2 pages a day, 500 words a day. And in 100 days, I'll have my book done. So that's how I kind of look at creating each goal. Make sure no one's in the waiting room. Creating each goal and putting it under a category. So then from there, once you have kind of those notes, and then you can have the fun. And so this is kind of my first go, and then I'll take this and make it specific. So then you'll want to find like pictures and collages, and maybe even a picture of you when you're like really happy. Um, I I still have, I know a lot of us don't have magazines anymore, but I still have like my favorites, like my fitness magazines and triathlon magazines and my women's leadership magazines and business magazines. And then I also just print things out. So if you don't have magazines, then you print things out. So I put van life, and I have my little van here and some of the things that I want to do in there. Say yes to adventures, focus on superfoods, Kaya Fit, powerful women, take your business to the next level, leading women to happiness. And I'm going to also, like under personal development, read one book a month. And then I'm going to list each month, like what book I read. So from there, once you have kind of like your pictures, then you get to make your collage. So for me, I can tend to make things a little bit too like cluttery and crazy. And I personally want to simplify and have less chaos in my life. And so, hi, Anna, by the way. Hi, I keep seeing your face and didn't say hi to you yet. So when I am working on my vision board, I like to organize it first off my sheet. And then once I have all of my little, all my little cutouts, and I have like all my different Sharpies, then I start creating my vision board. So I actually do 2 vision boards. Well, quite honestly, I do like 5 vision boards, but because I do one for each business, I do one for Kaya HQ, and then I do one for myself personally. And so I'll share with you guys how I break that down. So the one that I'm talking about now is like higher level, really fun, inspirational. You should look at this and it should make your heart happy. So when I look at this, I want some like words that make me happy, like happiness, leadership, helping others, loving our planet, strength in number, 100,000 lives changed, love, focus on superfoods, van life, triathlon, Tahoe Rim Trail, love yourself, run. So all of these no limits, at your best, crowd out sugar. So when I look at this vision board, it should fill my heart with like, oh, this is like the 2021 that I want. And when you're then what I do with this is I take it and then I create a plan with it. And that's my second vision board. So from there, Oh, and first I didn't want to overlook the importance of reflecting on your year before. And I think I kind of through through flew through that at the very beginning. But taking a second, and even if you didn't do a vision board, and hopefully we'll do these together like from here on out, but even if you didn't do your 2020 vision board, uh, taking the time to think about what you created, like what are the good things that you have manifested in your life? What are some of the setbacks? What are some of the things that you struggled with? And what you want to like move forward with, like let go. So, hopefully you don't want to burn your whole, yeah, but you can too if you have your vision board from last year and you feel like it's like, I'm going to burn this baby and I'm going to start again. I think that there's also a lot of freedom in that. But for me, I think when I look at what last year was, it is one of the biggest and most important years of my life. Like it teaching us to be resilient, teaching us to think out of the box and find power in, quite honestly, for me, a lot of failure, a lot of setbacks, a lot of worry, and then knowing that we're resilient, that we're tough, and that we work our way out and we come back stronger and powerful, and we're able to create an even better next year. So I'm going to summarize really quick, make sure that we're reflecting on the year before, that when we are creating our vision board, that it's something that brings us joy and happiness, that it's something that we can see every single day. And for me, I think it's good. I know it's good. Like research shows, it's important to look at it twice a day. So if you look at it in the morning and then before you go to bed, if you just take like 5 minutes and journal, hi Cal. If you take 5 minutes and journal that you look at it again, then you'll sleep on it and feel really good about that. From there, to me, it's important to do pen to paper. So I do think like, and research shows like just writing down, uh, whether it's like journaling, or whether it's actually on your vision board, or it's saying what you are grateful for. But pen to paper is really important. Then you're going to list your categories. We're going to, from there, list our goals of what we want. Then we get to cut out all our fun stuff, create our vision board, keep it simple, not too cluttery, kind of feel like um, you know, for me, like I did, like on this side of my vision board was like my self love, kind of the adventure. Here was like my service and my career and my Kaya. And then, over here is like more of like self development, writing books. So finding a flow that you like, and this is where it gets really exciting, you guys. Let me see. I think I'm doing good on time. I think I've got like 7 more minutes with you guys. So then what I do is I break it down into daily, monthly, yearly goals. So we can really, really get stuff done, which is one of the most important things, is not putting this in the closet like Kai and being like, I didn't even look at it all year. So this is going to be our working agenda and what we're going to do to really create and really manifest great things in our lives. So you saw this. So this is, and you guys can use anything. This is just what I use, and I'd love to hear what works for you guys. But this is threefold, and from there, I put my categories at the top. And throughout the years, things have been, I've kind of done them differently. So I have, this is Kai's vision board. He's hockey and soccer. Sometimes I do them like this, where I use Post-its. I love Post-its at first because you can move them around. You can move them into the done pile. So this is, Anna, did you create this for Davis were you here when we did these for business?
No, but you know what I've done is I've always created vision boards. So I actually have one from when I very first said, I wanted to have a studio. So
Oh,
it
you
isn't
have to
quite
send it to me.
like yours. I do it. They're all very similar. They are.
Yeah.
So I will have to share that with you because it's kind of funny. I
Oh,
actually
please.
ran across it the other day, but
Oh, please do. I would love it if you shared it with me. And that's the beautiful thing about vision boards is they're like personalities. Like all of our vision boards are going to be so different. And they're all going to be just our own creative. And sometimes they're going to be messy, sometimes they're going to be organized, but I love that. So we did, these are the ones that we kind of do for businesses, but I also do this for me personally. So then I have like all of the post-its where I can move things around and I'll walk you through what that looks like. So when I'm looking at this vision board, in order to turn a vision into a goal, we need it to be specific, right? So when I look here at my like yummy vision board that makes me feel so good, then I'm like, okay, now what action are you going to take, Nikki, to really make this happen? So then what you want to do is you still have your categories and then you have your goals. And then you'll look through and you're going to find out pretty quickly if you really want them or if you really don't want them, because that's where the work comes in, is actually looking at like, okay, so I put triathlon here. So that means I need to sign up for a triathlon. Which one am I going to do? And then what does that training look like? I put the Tahoe Rim Trail. So we're going to hike or run around the Tahoe Rim Trail. What date is that? What is the training behind it? I put taking your business to the next level, and that's where I get really excited about doing like the vision boards for businesses, because we can really look at like how to build a strong business through specific steps. But when I'm looking at this, these are all like, yay, I love this. This is what I want to do. Then when you take it into your actual, like, this is what my 5 years are going to look like, that might be a good time to think about like, okay, is it a little too much or does this feel doable for me? uh, for me, what I do is once I get my whole vision board done, so if I'm going to set goals for each of our kayas and help them get back, so my goal is to get us back to our pre-COVID numbers and then surpass that in Q3. How is that going to happen? What am I going to do? What are the steps? Um, at your best. So what does that mean? So if you're wanting to lose weight, how much weight, by when, how are you going to do it? So be very, very specific with your goals. And then from there, that's how you can create that beautiful day. So does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense? Does anybody have any questions on that? Um, I think that the second part of this, it is a little bit more work, and that's why I usually don't finish until the end of January, um, because the steps to create these dreams and these visions are important. I think just having a vision board by itself is great if you're looking at it every day, because then you're naturally going to take steps towards it. So if you don't have time to get really detailed with all the goals and being like creating the SMART goals, just taking the step to create a vision board, but on this vision board, then be specific on what you want. So I'm going to go through real quick, like 8 steps once you get your vision board done, just to make sure that it feels right to you. So when you're looking at your board, and if you guys write this down, does your board depict your goals and your dreams in all areas of your life? Or are you going to focus on just one thing? So when you're looking for me, this is like all areas that I want to focus on for 2021. The next one is when you look at your vision board, once it's done, do the images represent or symbolize like experiences that you want to have, feelings, family, possessions, if that's what you're looking for, things that you want to add in your life. So when I'm looking at my board, I love the feeling that I get. And there's lots of different experiences. Like, mom, I put your 60th birthday on there. Case, I put your graduation. I put PJ's wedding, Ed's 50th. We have a lot of fun celebrations coming up. Um, and then from there, even if you just do it on your board, make it specific. So if it's in 5 years, like when I'm looking at my last years and I set goals for each of our Kaya locations, I was like, okay, we went a little bit backwards for this year, but we'll be able to bounce forward. So when I'm looking at where I want all of us to be as like Kaya businesses and family, I'm going to put 2, 3, 4 years out, but have these specific and timeline. And then don't forget to look at it daily. Um, Turn it into your life plan. So whenever you start feeling lost, like for me, sometimes I'm like, I'll set goals and then I'm like, I'm doing the same thing every day. Go back to it and don't be afraid to really push your limits, to uh, take more risks personally and put things out there in the universe that you want to attract. Um, the next is really thinking about what you're currently grateful for, because I think sometimes with vision boards, we're pushing so far for the future, is when even if you like flip over your vision board. I think we did that last year when we did vision boards together. I think we flipped over our vision board and on the back, we wrote like all the things that we're currently grateful for. Um, and our action steps. So on the back of your vision board, that would be a great place for what you are already thankful for. And then what I think is the most important thing as we are progressing towards any kind of goal is really celebrate the small little 1% better that you're doing every day. So I all the time, almost in every single class I teach, is I have all of us take a second at the end and just be like, woo, like sit in the energy that you created, give yourself that internal, because as women, we're so quick to harsh on ourselves. And Aim, I hope you don't mind me saying, but Aim and I were talking the other day, and she was like, I'm not really great at this paperwork and follow through. And I was like, well, actually, I think as women, we say that because we are looking at the things that we don't do well, when in reality, you're crushing your life. Like, you're raising two amazing children, you're a physician, you're going through making it through a pandemic, you're saving people from COVID, and then, you're harshing yourself on not being organized with paperwork. And so it is so incredibly important for us as women to look at the things that we do in a very small way. So if your goal is to lose weight or become more healthy or exercise every day, if you get out, like Bailey did this, every day that she gets out, even when it's raining, she sent us a picture of like snowy rain, and maybe it's a half mile, maybe it's 5 minutes, maybe it's walking your dog around the block, maybe it's drinking a glass of lemon water before you have your coffee. Tell yourself, like, that's like me, that's like me. Like, this is like, sit in the glory of the good things you do and try as much as you can to get off your own back and not stress so much about always trying to achieve. And then the most important thing, and I want you guys to write this so big, is have fun and never give up. It made me so sad today because I was like reading about why people don't set New Year's resolutions and why people struggle with like vision boards, and it's because they feel like they've failed themselves year in year out, and they get disappointed and they don't want to do that anymore. And that breaks my heart, because sometimes it takes us 20 years to really get good at something, and if you give up on yourself or you give up on hope, then it's heartbreaking. And so just having the courage to show up and to write down what makes you happy and what makes you inspired. And I think that putting a picture of you and people who you love on your vision boards is so incredibly important. And then from there, so that's our little checklist. Um, then from there is, when you're moving forward, is read your goals out loud. So maybe right when we hop off right now, if you just have one goal, is just reading your goal out loud and sharing it with somebody. And if you're uncomfortable sharing it with your significant other or with like your friends, you can always share it with me. So you can call me, you can text me, you can email me, you can. Deb is always so available for all of us too. I know that you guys are so incredibly giving with your time, but all of us are available. So when you set your goals, say it out loud, share it with somebody. Then after that, and this is what I'm going to do. So this is like my meditation in the morning is I'm going to close my eyes and I'm just going to go through. I'm going to like, so I'll like look at leading women. And I'll just close my eyes and I don't have to have a plan. I just have to say, like, I want to be a leader. I want to lead women to be happy. I want to lead women to be joyful. And when I close my eyes, I'm going to visualize you guys. I'm going to visualize you guys being so strong and setting your goals. And that's going to, I can already feel like right now when I say it, my heart gets happy, my body gets lighter. So I'm going to sit in that. And then they also say if you can add like smells or sound or taste. And so what I was thinking is like having essential oils when I meditate. So I'll look at leading women and then I'll smell like I have an essential oil called Hope that has been like my like everything this last year, and then smelling something that makes you happy and then just feeling those emotions, letting the emotions go through, and then just releasing it, and then looking at the next one. And so just kind of walking your way through, and it doesn't have to be your whole vision board, but if I'm going to write a book, I don't want it to be overwhelming. I want to just close my eyes and just visualize myself like just writing for you guys. What does that feel like? And set an alarm for like 10 minutes. And then from there, at the end of whatever time you have a bit available, just release it all. So, everybody, let's take a big breath because that's a lot, right? We've done a lot. So, take a big breath, big, just release it. And when you move through your day is just do your best to be present with whatever is with you. So whether is Ethel, is that like a little doggy or cat? Hi, that looks like hey hey. Case Penny, do you see Kate? Do you see that looks like hey hey? So like when you're with like your dog, when you're with your family, just be as present as you could possibly be. I know that that's one thing. When I do my when I take this and create my big vision board, is these are some of my big things. So extra sparkle, you've got this, stay focused. This year will never happen again. So even though 2020 was hard, we don't want to wish it away. Deb, uh, make it better than. And then this is what's going to go on the top of all my vision boards is just being mindful. And so I know I love setting goals and I love like getting inspired and I like all of this, but for me to at the end of my meditation or at the end of like when I look at my vision board, take a breath, release it, and then just enjoy your day. Just get out there, and every time you can, Layla's saying hi to you guys. Every time you can, take a breath and just be so grateful for what you have right there in front of you. Okay, well, I love you guys. I can answer any questions. Come here, ladies. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Come here. Say hi. Hi. Everybody can bring in their dogs. It's dog show and tell now. Oh, there's Hey Hey. Hi.
This is
Penny, how's your
Tater.
vision board? Oh, Tater, cute. Does anybody have any questions or anything that they want to, like, that you guys do to create your own vision boards?
So I just wanted to show something I did different this year. I'm going to do a big vision board, but I used my planner. I have a 3-month planner. In the back, they have sketch pages. And I started my vision board in my planner. So it's with me all the time.
I love
And
that,
it's
Deb.
kind of nice because when I'm having like a rough day or whatever, like I'm getting a little stressed or whatever, I just kind of turn it to my vision
Yeah.
board and like
Happiness. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you for bringing that up, Deb, too, because once we get our vision board done, I think it's great to like take a picture and print it out. And Bae, that's what you do, right? You print it out,
And then
and
we
you
put
create
them
it.
on our mirror in our bathroom too. So it's just every morning. But yeah, we print ours out.
Yeah, so it's a little smaller, and then you can print it out, and then you can put it up. Yeah. So however you want to create your vision board, you can create it big or small, but the bigger it is, like for these ones, like when they're huge like this, it is important to take a picture of it, print it out, and then be able to like put it on your bathroom mirror, put it in your car, put it somewhere where you're reminded that your life is awesome, and that we're working towards creating a lot of great stuff. And you guys are strong women, and we are in this together. And I'm not promising that it's going to be easy, because it's not. I think we should expect it not to be easy. I think that that's when we set goals, and we think, I'm going to do a 6-week brick, and I'm going to eat my veggies every day, and nothing's going to go wrong. And all of a sudden, your work and your significant other, you're fighting, and all of this. It's like, what can you do every single day that's easy enough just to be just 1%, like 1% better, but don't create these big heavy things for yourself. Make them happy, make them light, expect the ups and downs, and know that we're all in it together. We're in this for the long haul. Okay, well, if anybody has anything, you guys can unmute. I do so much appreciate your time. I really love each and every one of you. I'm honored to be your friend and your coach and your sister. And, just really, I'm here for you. So anything that you need, please reach out. And hopefully I'll see you guys at Brick. So Brick is starting on the 11th, but this week we're doing our goals and our assessments and getting all organized. Make sure that you have your manual. All that good stuff. Reach out to us if you need anything at all. Bring a friend. We would love it if you invite somebody to be part of it. We have virtual Brick now, so you don't even have to be near Akaya. Like Carla, huh? Yeah, she's our virtual queen, and so many amazing results that you've done, and you've really showed the power of a sisterhood through like this virtual world that we live in. And I appreciate that very much. Okay, well, I love you guys, and I will see you soon. I think we're doing orientation on the 7th, Deb, is that right? Orientation on 7th. Okay, get out there.
Thanks, Neen. Love you. Thank you.
Love you.
Share your
Love
vision
you.
board with me. Share your vision board with me. If you post it on like social media, tag me in it. If you post it on the VIP page, if you take pictures, hi. If you take pictures of it, I really want to see your goals and your vision boards and all the great stuff that you're going to create for 2021.
Thank you.
Goodbye, my friends. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.